We're live now. It's too late now. Chatterbox 100. Why are we still doing this? With Detroit Quan, Skills and Stabby Pants coming at you. God, that was so radio-like. It's like we're professionals and shit now.
Yeah, you sounded like James Von Maxwell there, dude.
Oh, yeah, when I do the radio voice, apparently I do. Like, when I do the radio voice, apparently I sound a little bit like James Von Maxwell, our favorite hamster and your favorite pundit. And I forget what his real name is. Oh, is it James Von Maxwell is the name of his channel, like his YouTube channel? I definitely go check it out if you're watching us. He's way better and more entertaining, and he sounds like a radio guy. It's glorious.
Yeah, he does good work, dude.
I think I've been on a couple of his live streams. I don't know how many he keeps up though.
Yeah, and I've actually met him in real life. He was living in Phoenix for a short time, and he went to one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You guys went out and like there was like a bar, and like there were a bunch of people there for Bass Mama, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
Have I just been missing something? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to her channel, but I haven't seen anything.
I don't know that she's done anything. I haven't checked, but I don't think she's actually done any videos lately, ever since the Kilroy stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at on seeing her channel. Did her channel get deleted or something?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I mean, I understood that why she didn't do any leading up to the Kilroy thing, but she hasn't done any since, I don't think.
Yeah,
I'll have to check that.
I like Bass Mama. I don't buy into that nonsense that was all around Kilroy. The basically the lie is that there was some sort of fucking like, oh, she's gonna steal the money or whatever nonsense. Like that was all just a bunch of bullshit drummed up by the garbage blood sports. But
yeah. I still think Medicare's prime motivation was fucking Haram Deseret or whatever. Really pissed him off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think that was like he just popped a fucking hate boner that didn't go down for like 8 months, dude.
Yeah, I'm not seeing Bass Mama on Twitter either. That's bizarre. Well, at some point...
Wait, did you check YouTube?
Yeah, I didn't see your channel on YouTube. I didn't see your Twitter on Twitter. I'm wondering if she's like...
Maybe she's
taking everything down for like a break or something. Because I know she's done that before. Where she's just like, I took everything offline. I just don't want to deal with people right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Mad Metal Man. What's going on? Mad Metal Man in the chat. Yeah, that's too bad. I really hope she didn't just like leave the internet because that would be too bad.
Yeah, let's just see what's going on.
Yeah.
Although again, if it's not on Twitter, I don't really have any contact info for her. Like we never,
it's unfortunate.
Like, exchange numbers or anything. You know what I mean?
Well, I sincerely doubt it. But Bass Mama, if you're watching, we're hoping you're doing well, and we would love to hear about how Kilroy went. Even if it's just like a video on your channel, I'd love to see how that all went. It turned out. I wish I could have gone, but unfortunately, I had to choose between what do you call it? A new computer or going to Arizona. And oh my god, my baby plays virtual reality porn. Oh man, I'm so terrible. It's a great computer though.
Yeah, that's better than coming here and crashing on my couch, dude.
I hear Arizona in the summer is a little warm too.
Yeah, it was April. I think it was only like 102 or something.
Yeah, that's the point at which I melt. That is actually Stabby's melting point. It's on the table of elements. At that point, Stabby just turns into a puddle of like assholery and sarcasm. There's just nothing else left. Oh man. Oh, and we have Jinx in the chat too. Woohoo, Jinx! I don't know. What was I talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, I'm just curious as to how Kilroy went, and I hope Bass Mama is still on YouTube because I don't see her channel and I don't see her Twitter.
Must be, or at least temporarily hidden, maybe. Who knows?
I don't know, man. I think maybe after
I'll have to
Kilroy, she
ask.
was like, who knows? I wouldn't be at all surprised if she was just like, I fucking need to take like 6 months off of all of this shit.
Right. Yeah, because some of those fuckers were vicious. Well, obviously Medicare, but you know, if his fucking fans are as shitty as he is, you know, a bunch of them could have, or Andy's fans, or fucking,
Well,
you know, the people that fucking talk shit.
it was like
You
a
know.
demonstration of how fake news works.
It
It really was, because I mean, they took a couple of miscommunications and some facts and just decided what they meant.
Right. Yeah, interpreted them in the worst way possible.
Yeah, Mad Metal Man, you're probably right. That's what we're thinking too. Is that she just took a break, where it's taking a break.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I've been fooled by females before, but I mean, I've met her, talked with her, like, you know, she seems like a fucking decent person. You know, met her fiance, he's a good dude. Like,
oh yeah,
I just can't. Yeah, and again, I could be blinded by that fact that like I like them, you know. But I really doubt that. I really doubt that.
No, I've talked to Base Mom. She doesn't set off any of my bullshit meters. I'm really good at telling bullshit.
She came on this show and she had no fucking reason to do that. That's for sure.
That certainly didn't benefit her because we're fucking a waste of time.
Remember, she even offered to let us go on her show and we fucked it up.
Well, I had to go to work. I think, like, if I remember correctly, I actually had to leave and go to work or something. And you were like,
"Oh, you had to hang out with a friend. You had a fucking some appointment with your friend you couldn't blow off for some reason."
Oh, that must have been a real life thing, though. I actually had to meet somebody in person.
Yeah.
Because if I have to meet somebody in person to do something, I don't blow them off for anything.
Yeah, that was pretty much your rationale for it. And I didn't realize she was asking that. And I'm like, hey, yeah, I'll be in the chat. Like, fucking,
man.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't realize she was asking to let us, you know, like, hey, come on my show.
Well, you know, the thing is, if we'd done that, we would have been promoting the show, and we just don't do that here at Untitled Studios.
Yeah, that's not our thing. Dude. That is definitely not our thing.
That is not our plan. We don't participate in that shit.
Yeah.
That was funny. Right. That was pretty sad.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to put the link into my fucking Discord.
I would imagine you go to the YouTube channel and click on the video and take that link for the.
Yeah, well, I see the share link thing, but oh, there it is. Copy link there. Okay, perfect.
Oh yeah, you can do it.
Really, very not complicated at all.
It's really not. Oh man, that's like when I used to take all the popsicle stick doll videos that I did, the ones about Satan and Jesus living in an apartment with a unicorn, and post all the links to them in like Christian chat rooms, or not chat rooms. What do you call those? Message boards or something like that. The ones where forums, Christian forums. Yeah, that was it. All on all the Reddit Christian forums and all the Christian forums I could find because I wanted hate views. I think that's the only thing I've ever promoted that I've done. I was just like, oh, I want to see if I can make a lot of people angry. Let's do it.
That is fucking brilliant, though.
It's kind of sad. It's like a fucking like kindergarten kid chasing a kid with like a lizard, like a little girl with a lizard or something like that. And you're like, oh, it's creeping them out, haha. There was, I think there was Reddit stuff on Christian. I'm really not good at Reddit. I don't understand how that whole fucking thing works. Like occasionally I'll see things on Reddit and it looks cool, but I don't understand how to like post or. So I might not have actually posted it on Christian Reddit. I might just be operating under the belief that I did at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some kind of weird fever dream you had, dude.
It's entirely possible, like that I went through all the motions, and I'm pretty sure I did. It never actually occurred.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it's like most of the kids' stories in high school when they talk about losing their virginity.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Sorry, I was just reading Mad Metal. Why are you writing a classically based piece, dude? That's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Apparently, it's not easy.
There's some crazy classic pieces though. Like there's one piece. It's like a class. It's being played on an organ in a church in, I want to say, a small town in Germany, and it's going to take a few hundred years to finish because it's the slowest timed piece of classical music ever. I mean, it started like 100 years ago or something like that, or 50 years ago. It was 100 years ago. But every like 10 or 15 years, somebody goes and plays like another note.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff out there.
It just fucking changed 4chan to Ethan. I was doing it in the chat here. Sorry, man.
You stay away from Ethan. You don't need to know how that works.
I was trying to say 4chan. Oh, the fucking thing corrected it to Ethan. Yeah, and remember, stay away from Ethan. Goddammit. Yeah, and 4chan.
Why are you messing with Reddit?
You don't need to know about either Ethan or 4chan.
Yeah, I don't know. Reddit is. I think the only thing I've ever found of any use on Reddit was a list of full movies on YouTube. So you could go to that and like they would be up for like a day or so before they usually get taken down for copyright things.
Oh, right.
But you could go through and like download a bunch of like classic movies that really are almost impossible to find anywhere else. So like I got a bunch of who's that? Now I can't think of his name.
Charlie Chaplin?
No, not Chaplin. The guy who was like the king of horror, like him, Christopher Lee. Oh, it's like Vince something or other.
Oh, Vincent Price.
Vincent Price. Yeah, I got a bunch of Vincent Price movies off of that.
Yeah, I was about to say Ed Wood.
No, not Ed Wood. Although I would look for Ed Wood movies too.
Yeah, they're so fucking. Yeah, the original so bad it's good kind of movies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. The original is so bad it's good. But yeah, the Vincent Price movies were fucking epic. Like I don't know, Will Smith did the movie Legend, I Am Legend. And it was based off like I think it's called The Last Man on Earth or something like that, or something like that Vincent Price did. And the original is blow your mind better.
Wow. I actually liked I Am Legend, dude. So you're saying it's that much better, huh? Or did you not like I Am Legend?
No, I liked I Am Legend. Don't get me wrong.
Saying it's still okay. All right, I was just making sure. You know, I wasn't sure if you just hated I Am Legend. You're like, fuck it, it's way better.
The Last Man on Earth, 1964.
No, see if I can check that out. Yeah.
And it was starring Vincent Price. It's an Italian in like it was an Italian American film. And it is worlds better. Like I Am Legend is good. This one is even better. It's definitely worth checking out.
Right on. Yeah. Well, that guy's pretty famous for that shit. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, Vincent Price.
Although that sounds less horror and more. I guess that is pretty fucking horrible, but.
I don't know. Maybe at the time they were considered horror movies. A lot of them are more like sort of dark, ironic twists. But they're not like horrifying. But then again, I'm not really afraid of anything. Like I don't get afraid of movies. Like when I watch them, like I don't. Oh, I don't know. Oh, Last Man on Earth and Omega Man were both interpretations of that book. Yeah, for sure. I don't think I've seen Omega Man. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, Last Man on Earth was definitely epic.
All right.
I should probably read the book. There's a really great book that's similar in premise called Earth Abides by I forget who wrote it. I want to say Heinlein, but I don't think it was Heinlein. But yeah, Earth Abides was a great book too.
Yeah, it's too bad we don't have any kind of internet-y type thing that we have access to that we could search that out
to find it out. Yeah, so yeah, Earth Abides is an interesting premise where like a sickness takes out most of the world, and it's a 1949 written by George Stewart.
All right. I've never even heard the George Stewart, but all right.
Yeah, and well, okay. So here's the thing. So my grandfather knew Heinlein, like they were friends.
Oh, wow.
I've never met either. I've never met Heinlein or anything like that. I have no connection to it. He's technically not even like my blood grandfather. But Heinlein sent him that book, and so I've read it so many times it's fallen apart now, unfortunately. But it was like, written like, dear, so and so, here's this book that I thought was really, really interesting. I think you'll enjoy it. Heinlein to like my grandfather in the front of it.
Wow. That's cool. That's fucking awesome.
It is kind of a cool little aside, I guess.
Wait, is Heinlein? Okay, no, that's Ellison. I don't know why, but I mix up Heinlein and Ellison all the fucking time. I mix up Heinlein and Harlan Ellison. I was thinking the I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream thing, but I'm pretty sure that was Ellison.
Oh, yeah.
No. Okay,
I'm incredibly
it's a short. It's a really short one. Yeah, it was Harlan Ellison. It's a short story, basically about again post-apocalyptic, of course. But basically, it's where this computer system essentially takes over the planet and kills almost everybody, but keeps like 5 or 6 people around to fuck with, basically. And again, just kind of tortures these people and fucks with them in whatever various ways. But yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's like the computer is actually able to like genetically modify them and like fuck with them in pretty much any way it wants, dude. And it essentially hates humanity. Like that's kind of how it starts. It's talking about how is essentially this thing's the computer system talking about how much it hates the human race.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really short story. You can probably read it in like 10, 15 minutes. But yeah,
yeah. Sort of like that one about the where everybody's like, what do you call it? Penalized, like strong people have to wear like weights so they're not as strong. Smart people have to like be distracted constantly and kept from sleeping properly so they're dumber.
Yeah, the Vonnegut one. Fucking Harrison Bergeron.
Yeah, similar to like that kind of like sort of like dark dystopian kind of feel.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have Jordan Peterson read The I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream so that you can hear that one too.
You get him to read it.
Seems to be the only way I can get you to read any of this shit is to have Jordan Peterson read it.
I need to read more. Like I have a bunch of books and I've been watching movies at work instead of like reading before I go to sleep. And I need to stop. I need to just go back to reading books.
Yeah. I know. I'm just giving you a hard time because I actually sent you a copy of the fucking Harrison Bergeron and you never read it.
I may have read it.
And Jordan Peterson read it on a video and you're like, oh, I can do that.
I may have forgotten that. Yeah. I may have read it and just completely forgotten. That's the sad part.
Either way, I'm just
the thing about Earth Abides is it goes from the cycle of the population being virtually wiped out. The guy traveling and seeing how like all the things of man or how quickly they get wiped away, and like what stuff doesn't get like what stuff stays and what stuff doesn't, like the buildings and the things like that, and how they recover. And it also goes all the way through to humanity coming back, like basically starting to repopulate again. And it has an interesting sort of thing where it like talks about like the kids don't believe any of the grown-up stories and nobody really understands enough to like rebuild society to the same level it was at.
Right.
So it essentially goes back to like a hunter-gatherer society because that's really as far as it can go. Like with so few people and so little ability to like do any of the things that like build a phone or run a power plant, all that kind of stuff is just gone.
Yeah, you need the few the geniuses that are few and far between to run society and keep it advancing. And if you don't have that with a tiny population, you might have one genius here and there if you're lucky, but they're not going to rebuild civilization quickly.
Yeah, you're not going to get like a new doctor. Jinx wants to know, what did we think about Soylent Green? I don't think I've ever actually watched Soylent Green. I'm a terrible human being. I've never read the book either.
Yeah, actually, me neither. I think I learned about it because of like SNL references, dude. You know, or shit like that. I'm familiar with what Soylent Green represents, and I actually reference it quite a bit. Never seen the movie and never read the book.
Yeah, I definitely get the concept that, you know, like, there's just no food, and so they fucking start breaking people down and feeding them to other people.
Yeah,
figured out a way to do it so that they didn't like turn into like weird parasites or something like that. But like, I would rather read the book of how they figured out how to make humans not toxic to other humans.
Yeah, I heard we taste like chicken though, like everything else. So,
well, I think in Soylent Green they actually broke it down, and it was literally like green wafers that everybody ate.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and then, like, I think it was like you have a gem implanted in your hand, and you die at like, WALL-E was a freaking remake, but like you die at a certain point because they've determined that's as long as you get. God, I've been so funny lately.
Yeah. Make sure you do that without hitting the cough button.
I know, I was too dumb to fucking mute first.
I don't do it either, dude. That's the kind of lack of professionalism you can come to expect from this program.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if I remember correctly, like, you get to live to like 25 or 30 or something like that, and then you're supposed to go to like a center and like voluntarily like go there. Oh no, that was Logan's Run. Okay.
Jinx very emphatically wants to let you know. No, dude. That was Logan's Run.
Mad Metal. Soylent Green is a classic of them all for the eating of tasty peoples. So I am uncultured as fuck, apparently, because I don't even remember. I just sort of like made an amalgamation of all these other films together. And then Andy, what's his name? What's that guy? Oh, the one who's famous for marrying his stepdaughter. Or not his stepdaughter, his adopted daughter. Oh,
Woody Allen?
Woody Allen. There we go.
Oh, okay.
Although I read like a 3 or 4 page fucking thing from one of his kids, one of his sons, who said like there was never any impropriety until well after she was an adult.
Oh, really?
And that the really abusive person was the mom, and the mom was like ridiculously abusive, would just punish people all the time, like mentally and emotionally, constantly.
Mia Farrow. Yeah,
and that her
son
was super abusive. It was just like a continuation of her family, because like her brother was a child molester who killed himself at like 30 something, and they like it's never ever talked about. And
wow,
it's
interesting.
Very believable. The way he writes, it doesn't sound at all made up.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mia Farrow's son Ronan seems pretty fucking screwed up. He really does.
Yeah. Well, this wasn't Ronan, I don't think. This was somebody else who went on to become like a psychologist.
Oh, right. No, I know. I'm just saying that kind of makes it believable, because that dude seems pretty fucking screwed up.
Oh, and Fuckwad is here. Hey, Fuckwad.
Hey, welcome to the crowd.
But there was, supposedly like she would like make the kid stand there naked because he didn't like respect his clothing enough or something, like weird shit like that, like just all sorts of weird abusive stuff.
Yeah.
Whenever he wouldn't talk about how Woody Allen was like abusive, she would punish him. You know, like, because they were basically it was a really acrimonious divorce.
Right.
And so she was trying to get the kids to talk about how abusive he was in order to get like more out of him.
Oh, okay.
To punish him for not wanting to be married to her anymore.
Yeah. No, it's not uncommon. Fucking the ex-wife, dude, can be fucking vicious.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I don't know the truth of any of it, but it does to me
Like
sort of maybe Woody Allen wasn't such a bad guy.
Right. It rings true, basically. Yeah, they could have easily fucking trauma bonded once she was an adult over how fucked up Mia Farrow was. You know?
Yeah, essentially that's what sort of happened was Mia Farrow had always really hated what's her name? Sue Young or something like that?
Sun Yi.
Sun Yi.
I think. I'm guessing
and just
too. But...
really gave it to her, and then Sun Yi was like really headstrong and not she couldn't break her. It's like here's this girl who came from like a really terrible third world country. It's like, bitch, you're an amateur hour.
Right.
You ain't gonna fucking break this girl.
Fuck you and your mind games.
Yeah, it was sort of like that, and so it just never really worked. And then I guess at some point Woody Allen and her bonded and they ended up married or something like that. I don't really know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Because, yeah, he's caught shit from a lot of, for fucking decades now. So, yeah, if that's true, it didn't happen when they were younger, when she was an actual child.
Well, he was accused of molesting the kid. And it was widely reported that he did, like over and over, when one of the daughters came out with it. But this guy was there at the time, and he's like, it's just not even possible. He's like, if they had been told over and over and over, like, you watch this guy, all the kids were together the whole time. Nobody was ever alone with him. They didn't have, like, she claimed like he was talking, he raped her while she was watching a train set in the attic. None of them had access to the attic. He didn't have access to the attic. He would have had to have a key that he no longer, like, he'd never had a chance to even have in the first place. And the attic wasn't somewhere that anybody would go. It wasn't really a full attic. It was more like a
crawl space.
And the whole time, all the kids were there with like a couple of maids, like childcare people. So it was pretty fucking crazy when you're hearing this. And the police completely dismissed all of it. But the press basically convicted him of it.
Yeah.
So and it was all based on the Me Too thing, and that's why the guy came out and wrote it. He's like, I'm a therapist. I've moved on, but I felt I had to clarify and set right at least as much as I can about my father, Woody Allen, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's essentially the same as the huge headline proclaiming something, a tiny retraction. People are going to remember the huge fucking headline, and they're not going to remember the tiny retraction. Yeah, I mean, it's great that the guy made the effort. That's fucking awesome. But again, and obviously, think they know the truth, obviously, but Engelhart.
Engelhart's drive-by. Engelhart, I have a question. Have you ever thought, gosh, I'd really like a way to cook a grapefruit skin so that it's sort of like a steak?
It's going to be one of the things you try to force them to eat, dude.
I found a recipe for this. It's apparently a thing that they used to eat a lot in Cuba because there's different food scarcity kind of situations. And it's like, you got to eat everything because otherwise you're going to starve to death. So they figured out how to cook the pith. So not the outside part. You actually peel
not even the rind,
the zest off of it. And then you peel the fruit out and you just take the pith, the white part of the grapefruit. Wow. And you bread it and deep fry it and season it in such a way that you cook it and it's sort of like a piece of meat. It's like faux meat.
Wow. That's crazy, dude.
It looked
Doesn't that sound appetizing? You got to try that shit.
Oh, I think he's already gone. Well, he'll find out after he's eaten some of it. I'm going to get a full list of his allergies ahead of time. Like, dude, is there anything you can't eat? Let me know now because I don't want to fool you and lie to you if it might actually make you sick.
Yeah, dude, I think he's still in the chat. He just doesn't want to say anything, dude.
I would.
Hey, Engelhart, if you're lurking in the chat and you're just trying to hide so we don't know you're there, press 1 in the chat.
Oh man, no, he's not going to press 1 in the chat.
Yeah, I know.
What was the other one I found?
Jesus Christ. If you were lurking, you would press 1 to let us know you're lurking, dude.
I got to start writing these down. But that one sounded good. Oh, is cheeseburgers in a Jello terrine? So you cook like a cheeseburger, right? And then you put it in like a Jello mold, and you make like chicken flavored Jello from like plain gelatin where it's not flavored,
right?
And you turn it into like a Jello mold.
That's fucking bizarre, dude.
So it's like a Jello dish with a cheeseburger inside of it.
Yeah, and so it's like a cube of Jello with a fucking cheeseburger
in the middle. Yeah,
that's it sounds horrible, but I mean, it's good. People are apparently people did it and passed it on to others, so maybe it's not as disgusting as it sounds.
So I'm definitely gonna have to make one of those for him too. That is absolutely gonna happen. Because that's really easy. I mean, you make a cheeseburger and then you encase it in Jello. I can't imagine anything less difficult to do.
Yeah, but that's so weird. Like gelatin, I know I'm probably confusing it with like Jello flavored gelatin, but still, it just seems weird to take like bread and meat and all that shit and then encase it in gelatin. That just seems bizarre.
Yeah, no, it's really strange. It's not normal at all.
That's why you're trying to make Hearth eat it. I get it.
I thought it would be interesting. I thought it would be fun to watch like his reaction to it. I honestly, if I could get him to do that, I wouldn't even be concerned about the filming as much as just like I'd love to see the look on anybody's face if I was like, and here's what you're going to eat today.
You gotta film.
It's a cheeseburger. You
gotta film that. Yeah, that reaction must be recorded for posterity, dude.
Well, he's not in the chat now, and I don't think he listens to these on Backstream.
Yeah.
So I am absolutely going to do that and not tell him ahead of time. So it's just going to be something that shows up.
Right. This never happened.
It's like I don't think he knows that there's going to be black pickled eggs.
All right.
I literally just because you can pickle eggs in any vinegar, right? So I literally just put a bunch because I saw some dude do it on YouTube, and just filled it instead of like regular vinegar. I just used balsamic vinegar, like just emptied most of a bottle into it.
God damn, dude!
It's going to be extremely pungent.
You never know; it might be great.
Honestly, I think pickled eggs are going to be really good. I mean, just it's pickle flavor, hard boiled eggs with a little bit of that pickly flavor.
Yeah, acting. The presentation's going to be going to put you off a little. If you can pass that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I almost said Black Devil. Black Devil. The Black Devil's going to get us.
I'm sure you can cut that up to make him say Black Devil. Fucking racist. Somewhere. This fucking racist.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming about Black Devil.
Oh, we've said so many things. I'm sure that at some point somebody could like make a super cut and be like, "Oh my God, they're the most racist people on the planet."
Yeah, that's true. We have said nigger like a lot on this program. Like, not in a racist way. Yeah, like we don't say the N word because I think that's ridiculous. I assume you feel the same, even though we never talked about it.
Oh no, we should never say nigger. No, ever.
Yeah,
no, I don't do that.
Again. We've never called anybody that or anything like that, but we've talked about that word, and saying the N word to me just seems ridiculous.
Yeah, saying the N word. If you're talking, unless you're like, I mean, don't call somebody that. That's not a very nice thing to say.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible, dude. But yeah.
Oh, Jinx says
the fact that you can't talk
eggs.
about it.
Jinx makes pickled eggs for her mom. That's right. I keep forgetting that Jinx is not a guy. I'm a terrible person. With beets, yeah, you're supposed to use beets. Like it colors everything sort of reddish, gives it sort of a warm mahogany reddish color to the pickled eggs. It's the standard. So some of the ones I made have beets. Because I made like 3 or 4 different kinds.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I figured I might as well just make as many as I can. Jinx is all woman over Mad Metal Man. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to think of like other weird stuff. Oh, there's a what with a lot of exclamation points and a question mark now. Oh no.
Yeah, we got beat chat. Go at it. You guys scream, yell at each other, and then end up making out at the end.
Oh, there we go. God, God damn it! I completely lost my train of thought, which was probably good because it probably wasn't that important.
Yeah, I got thrown off too. Like I said, they let the dogs in the house, and one of them, again, it's too fucking hot to leave a dog outside.
What was it?
And one of them came in. I was like, oh shit.
I'm gonna find a Depression Channel cooking show, or a Depression era cooking channel, because I think there's a couple out there, and I bet you I can find some.
Dude, I thought you literally meant somebody with the depression that had a cooking show. Dude.
Oh, that would actually be fun too, but I don't think I would get as weird of recipes.
Well, you said depression show, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm glad
you said
get that right.
Depression era. They had cooking shows that far back, huh?
Yeah. No, there's at least one that I've seen with like a really fucking old lady cooking like weird recipes that she used to make in the Depression. So I want to find that channel again and see if I can't find some of those recipes for Engelharth and I to try.
Yeah.
I think
hey, dude, how about shit the Townsends throws up, dude?
I could do some of that stuff. I think that would be too.
I know it's a poor choice of words saying throws up, but how about some of the videos that the Townsends make?
Some of those things, if they're weird.
Yeah, exactly. Could be interesting.
This is a sad egg, and we'll use its essence to make a forlorn omelet for that milk.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I want to watch that fucking show,
dude. Where they even personify the food and make the food depressed as well. That's fucking brilliant. That's fucking hilarious.
You don't make the happy face French toast. You know, where it's like the eggs and the pancakes and the bacon to make like a happy face. I said French toast. I don't know why I said French toast, but I meant pancake. It's like a sad face, so you just make the frowny face with the eggs and the bacon and the pancake.
Frowny face, or maybe angry face with have eyebrows that are pointing inward. You know.
Oh yeah.
Frowny pancakes, dude.
That's what you make as like a passive aggressive like message to your lover. You're like, I'm so unhappy with you right now. I'm making unhappy fucking eggs and bacon and pancakes for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, I just want to point out Jason there said
home prize.
Said that Hervich AJ is destroyed. Kids just fall out. And that is so graphic. I love it. Oh man, it made me think of that song from Monty Python, the "Every Sperm is Sacred," where they were talking about like Catholic or something. I forget which religion specifically, but it's one of the Christian religions where they don't use protection. And the lady's sitting there doing dishes, and she's like, suddenly like a baby drops between her legs, and she's like, "Oh dear, go get the baby." One of the other kids goes and gets the baby. Yeah. Oh, glorious. That is a good
one, dude.
Huh?
Yeah, I've seen the fucking shitload of Monty Python. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, if you type in "Every Sperm is Sacred," you'll find it's like a music video. Like people have cut it into one essentially, but it's a musical part from one of their movies.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I obviously don't remember it. That's weird.
It's pretty fucking funny.
Although, with that kids just falling out, I am definitely glad that I'm not one of those people that instantly visualizes when people say shit like that.
Oh, I absolutely visualize that. It's glorious, by the way.
I'm so glad I don't.
See, the thing is, if you're one of those people, it doesn't, like, you're not perturbed by that kind of thing, though.
Right.
Because you've already visualized so many things in so many awful ways that you're dead inside. And so, it's all just funny. I had a friend.
Yeah, I had a friend who had this girlfriend that would do that, and you know how dudes fucking talk, like you talk shit to each other and say some nasty fucking shit. She would like fucking constantly be like, no bad visual. Because she would literally couldn't help but imagine all the fucking disgusting shit that came out of our mouths.
Oh yeah. Oh, those people are glorious. The people who actually don't like it. Oh
Right,
yeah.
right.
No, those people are fun.
Oh yeah. No, she was awful too. So I think we did it after a while. Did it on purpose because we couldn't stand her.
Oh, one of those situations where like he's banging her, but he really doesn't like her all that much. Like it's good.
Oh, I think he did. He was an idiot too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
we
Well,
like.
he is.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say he was. After living with that dude, I realized that he was. He went from friend to ex-friend pretty quick as well. So.
Oh, one of the guys I stopped hanging out with was like straight up one of the most abusive people I've ever seen that didn't actually hit his wife.
Oh yeah.
But like
right.
we were all hanging out and fucking his wife was like a baker or something and they just had a kid and she got home from the bakery and he's like, wife, go make me some cookies, because we were all hanging out over at his place just like watching stuff on like on the TV or whatever. And she's like, honey, I just got home, I'm exhausted. And he got all like upset and we were all just like, what do we do? Because we were super young. I was too young to really realize that was the point at which I should have been like, dude, you're way the fuck out of line. I'm out. Peace.
Right.
Don't call me.
You're fucking horrible. You're a fucking monster.
Yeah.
And I'm
like
not going to hang out with you anymore.
It's absolutely like the worst. It's ridiculously.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it? But like they just went back and forth and like he ended up berating her into making cookies and taking care of the baby right after she got home.
Wow. Did he at least have a job? Not that it makes it okay, but like, did he at least have a job?
Yeah, no, he worked.
Yeah. Okay. It's not that it makes it all that much better, but I'm imagining a guy that is literally doing nothing and makes his fucking wife come home from work and do all that shit.
Well, I think it was like his day off. Like he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah. Yeah. He could have easily made fucking cookies for himself or taking care of the kid.
Well, and they were just like fucking Toll House cookies in a fucking tube. Like we were like, we can just put those in the oven, dude. It takes like 2 minutes.
Right.
Like,
but he had to be an asshole. Yeah.
Because we were all like, why didn't you just say something? We would have done this like hours ago.
Yeah.
Like, we're all hanging out, fucking just chilling and watching shit on TV. Like cookies would have been awesome.
Right. But no, this guy had to fucking be an asshole to his wife and wait till she got home.
They ended up getting divorced and she took the kid and he got like no custody at all. Like he doesn't even get to see the kid.
Yeah. That's probably for the best.
Yeah. Last I heard he moved to like Oregon and like he's completely gone. Like he's not coming back. So
right.
Thank God. Well, so my other friend stayed with him and his family when he was younger. And that's the guy who would pee in soda cans at night because he was too afraid to go to the bathroom in the house.
Oh, Jesus.
So, like, hearing how the guy he was staying with, like, that guy acted and knowing that it was his family that their friend stayed with kind of puts it a little more perspective as to why he would be so concerned about going down to the bathroom.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah. Oh, he stayed there for like 6 months until he finally saved up enough for like a what do you call that? The
studio.
Well, you get to pay like that one big fucking security deposit for rent. Because you got to pay rent every month, but you also got to throw down like almost like first and last month's rent, in one big chunk for a security deposit in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah, it's almost always at least 1,000 usually.
Oh yeah, the hashtag Me Too, pound Me Too thing. I love that. Yeah, somebody pointed that out. I thought that was glorious. They're talking about that in the chat. Jinx was bringing up the
Oh yeah,
old enough. Actually, it's like pound Me Too.
Right. Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's pretty fucking funny. Oh man. So it's really funny now to see like the incredible fucking hypocrisy with Trump sort of like doing the political. We're gonna talk up Kim Jong-un because we're in the middle of peace talks and we got to fucking figure out some sort of treaty, and we want this dude to give up his nuclear bomb, so I'm gonna talk him up, kind of thing. And
right.
These Democrats, like, it's disgusting. I can't believe he's doing it. It's reprehensible. Yet there's all these pictures of Obama, like, just chill it out with Fidel Castro, shaking hands, smiling, and he's cool.
Yeah. Well, dude, and how long ago were the fucking Democrats talking about how Kim Jong Un or Il was a fucking great guy? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then during the Olympics, they were talking about how amazing he was. Yeah.
Yeah, him and his sister. His sister's so charming. Like, I'm pretty sure she put a lot of people to death too.
Yeah, it was super fucking funny to watch that shit on Twitter, and you're just like, you guys are out of your fucking minds. Like, it's ridiculous. It's called diplomacy. While you're trying to make peace with somebody, you don't be like, and we shall have peace with this disgusting pile of human trash that we'd rather kill. That's not how that works.
Yeah, oddly enough, they don't generally respond to, although you never know, I guess. But yeah, it's generally not a winning strategy.
Oh, the Gaddafi stuff. Yeah. I think that was that Clinton?
Yeah, when she was Secretary
was that
of
Obama
State
with Gaddafi? Yeah, but there was a lot of stuff that, like, presidents where they've met with these monster dictators who are like the worst filth in existence. But you want to try to make peace and try to keep them from having, like, nuclear weapons and shit. Like, that's sort of like the part of your job.
Yeah, being nice to people that you know that are fucking horrible.
Yeah, the problem with North Korea, like, just bomb the shit out of them. The problem with North Korea is there's just enough ties with Russia and China and North Korea that there's a chance, but not necessarily that it would, but there is a chance that if we just invaded North Korea and wiped them out, it could potentially lead to a much larger and much more deadly war.
Right.
So if we can get Kim Jong-un to give up the nuclear weapons in a different way, it's probably for the best. If he's finally starting to meet with South Korea and they're starting to have talks, that's for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you trust him.
Yeah, I think they've referenced it before. Like, like the U.S., if they were going to actually invade, the U.S. could really never set foot on North Korean soil.
You'd have to.
It would have to be the Japanese,
like
kind of fighting, and the South Koreans would have to be the ones that were actually going in to occupy.
Well, we could run through and do, like, bombing, like wipe out their airfields and their military bases, the really obvious one.
Yeah, but I mean, actual boots on the ground could not be American.
Like Vietnam. It'd be like Vietnam all over again. But if you have the ground troops like South Korean and Japanese ground troops, they'd probably be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, South Korea would also suffer at the hands of their neighbors. Yeah, absolutely. Like, everything would go pear-shaped. It would definitely not work. Sorry, Jinx. I apologize for using logic. We were getting too serious. What was some of the other stuff?
Back to the bullshit.
Nope, I lost it. Damn it! There was something else I was watching in just like a general trend. Oh, what was it? David Hogg, the jackass from Parkland.
Oh, right. The one that wasn't even there.
Which is not cool. You don't fucking swat people. That's not okay.
I never actually read the story, but I think I saw it.
No, but he got swatted. I didn't read the full story because I don't care enough about him other than to be like, no, dude, you don't swat people. Just because he's a jackass doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
Just to have the SWAT team over on a false fucking complaint.
Dude, especially since that one fucking guy got killed that wasn't even the intended fucking target of the SWAT. Dude ended up getting killed because some dude called in hey, there's an active kidnapping, this guy's got a gun, and then had the wrong fucking address. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Fucking, the dude needs a spanking. Somebody should fucking give David Hogg a fucking whipping because that kid can't stop fucking lying. Yeah, he doesn't need a fucking swatting. Yeah, he needs a fucking spanking.
But yeah, you don't swat people. Like, that's not. Well, it's like I saw this big article on the Vegas shooter, the guy that was in the hotel in Vegas and shot a bunch of people.
Right.
Talking about how, like, he's really a conservative and here's proof, and it's like, dude, the guy's a fucking nutball. It has nothing to do with political fucking point.
Yeah.
Like, it's not about conservative, Democrat, liberal, independent. The guy's crazy.
Yeah, it's a fucking unbalanced person. You know. Yeah, it's amazing how they have to fucking try to figure out. Oh wait, what were his views? Was he left? Was he right? Like, no, he was just fucking crazy. Who fucking cares?
Yeah. There's crazy people on all the different political parties.
Yeah.
And I don't think we attribute that like to the political party. Those people are just crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. Like, okay, so what are you saying? All conservatives are fucking shooting people from fucking hotel windows, or all? You know, it's fucking dumb, dude.
Yeah. But I saw that and I was just like, that's so ridiculous. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't his political views. He was just unbalanced.
Oh, man.
It was going to happen in some fashion, you know. It's always political instead of, again, I think we've said it about 1 million times on here. The mental health aspect is the main thing you should be focusing on in these fucking shootings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. The mental health. Oh, what was the other thing I saw that I thought was really funny? Was somebody posted a thing about foreign countries and how they have no confidence in the president, but one of them was Poland. And it was like, Poland has only a 20% approval rating of Trump. And I'm like, that's just not true.
Right.
Poland fucking loves Trump.
Yeah. Poland, the ones that can't wait. Yeah, that fucking are constantly shitting on everything the fucking EU's trying to do. Yeah. And I'm sure they fucking hate Trump.
No, they absolutely love him. Everybody I've ever talked to from Poland, because I meet a lot of different people from like random countries when I'm in VR chat. Everybody. Right. And they all say like, no, we absolutely love him. Everybody here loves him.
Yeah. No, I've heard some of the stories over there, what they do to like any of the fucking Muslims that try to act up over there. They're trying to enact any kind of Sharia law bullshit.
That does not work out well.
And your family shit down. Yeah, they don't fuck around, dude.
Yeah, no, they're pretty badass. Oh, I think it's where they refer to Justin Trudeau as Little Potato.
Oh, wow.
That's what they call it, a Little Potato.
That's fucking great.
That was fucking amazing. But yeah, that's such an appropriate name for Justin Trudeau, too. It's like, oh, it's the Little Potato.
Guys, I am so amazed that fucking guy got in. Although I guess, at a glance, he doesn't look so bad, but
he's a very pretty man. He is the kind of man who goes to prison and is extremely popular.
Although, dude, that reminds me, fucking Milo Yiannopoulos said that something about him. He's like, no, that's a guy whose fucking wife drops him off at the fucking gay bars, and people fucking jizz all over his face, and then he goes back to his wife and kids.
He pretends he's straight again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, acts like he's straight, during the day, and then at fucking night.
Oh yeah, Justin Trudeau's eyebrows fell off. Jinx brought it up in the chat. He wears fake eyebrows.
God
fucking
damn,
fell off in the middle of one of his speeches.
I fucking love that.
It looks so creepy. God damn.
Yeah. Again, not that it's a good thing to me. It's always funny. Just be gay. It's okay nowadays. You could even get elected, I'm sure. Although no, probably not. He probably would not. Even in Canada, I don't know if there'd be
you're less likely to be elected if you're gay in like democratic areas. I think I wouldn't be at all surprised.
Really, you think so?
I bet you if somebody did the research, I bet you'd find that's the case.
Interesting.
Although
I don't know, man. I think it has more to do with age. I think that shit has more to do with age than.
I think maybe like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it might not have been the case. But I think like Republicans at this point are just like, we can't give a shit about this if we want to keep like get some sort of power back in this country.
Right.
We don't fucking care.
Yeah. His wife was his nanny. Is that right?
Trudeau married his nanny. Oh my god, that's fucking weird as shit.
Oh, I miss Mad Metals. He said, now I'm picturing Trudeau with ventriloquist dummy style eyebrows. The big bushy eyebrows, dude. That's fucking great.
Yep. It did. Yeah, Jinx is right. It did look just like that. It was so funny. The little potato lost his eyebrows.
Dude, he's so...
The little potato who could.
Dude, it's like...
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, he's fucking... You know, Canada's not like the most powerful country, but still, like, he's the leader of this fucking country, and he's a fucking joke, dude. Like, he's a walking fucking punchline. It's fucking
he's a giant pussy.
Crazy. Yeah, he's the fucking, you know, I don't know if there's such thing as an alpha cuck, but that would pretty much describe him pretty well.
An alpha cuck. That is about perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, so I saw big news about another giant pedophile ring bust.
Mm.
I'm not sure exactly what's going on, but Operation Broken Heart, they got 2,300 suspected online sex offenders arrested.
Wow.
Just
that because of the Broken Heart thing.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. I don't know if this is related to Heart Progress or not, but they identified 195 offenders, 2,300 suspected online child sex, and they arrested 2,300 suspects.
Nice.
They found 383 children who suffered recent, ongoing, or historical sexual abuse during the production of child pornography. It was 4,500 federal, state, local, and tribal law enforcement agencies were involved in all 50 states. It was a coordinated operation from March through May of 2018. And they investigated 25,200 complaints of basically internet child porn, sort of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And they also, while they were doing
a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, while they were doing this, they were also educating kids in the schools, about how to avoid, getting caught up in this shit.
Yeah, it's about time they've gotten more fucking organized. Again, everyone talks about how you got to protect children, but nobody ever fucking thinks about it. You know what I mean? Like, they don't actually put any effort in it. And it sounds like they're finally, again, having all the branches coordinate and fucking busting these sickos.
Yeah, Trump's fucking presidency has been marked, oddly never talked about, but has been they have gone after a lot of different pedophiles during this fucking presidency, because I have not seen these size or kind of busts previously.
Yeah. It's almost making it a public knowledge, which is a good thing, I would imagine. Maybe that's why he isn't. But behind the curtains or whatever, he's bust as many of these sick fucks as you can. You know what I mean? He's telling the FBI and whoever else, look, I don't want. Obviously, people are gonna, those pedophiles are gonna fucking run for cover, but do it as quietly as possible, but bust as many as these sick can.
Yeah, I think it's amazing, and I think it's disturbing that with all the stuff they're focusing on, no news agency is really covering or saying yo, Trump's presidency is fucking up pedophiles all over the place. Right. They're just wrapping up groups of these motherfuckers and throwing them in jail.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
We should be lauding his, and we should be lauding the people that actually did all the work too. I mean, the law enforcement agencies and officers that really fucking went through and did all this work are to be congratulated. But why wasn't this happening before Trump was president in these kind of numbers?
Well, again,
what was going on that they weren't being arrested?
Yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those kind of dirty little secrets, man. Is that a lot of politicians are fucking pedos, dude. It's like Hollywood and Washington D.C.
Yeah, well, I don't want to believe because it just sounds too like fantastical. But more and more, it's starting to look like that might really be a thing. Like that might really be true.
Yeah, yeah.
Because suddenly we're rounding up thousands of pedophiles with child porn and producing child porn.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've heard some of the estimates, and maybe they're overblown, but how many kids actually get fucking sexually abused, dude? And the numbers are fucking terrifying, dude. But again, I've heard they're somewhat inflated because I've heard it's as high as 1 in 4. But you know, I mean, whatever it is, obviously it's too high. But
the false statistics that you get from women, like 1 in 4 women were like raped or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's what you're thinking.
Yeah. Either way, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot fucking higher than you would think. You're like, holy shit.
As far it's, I think it's not that they're like you're not looking for a number like 1 in X number as much as just like the amount of people they're arresting and the amount of kids that they were using is
right.
You would never realize how big the problem is.
Yeah.
It's not as epic as like 1 in 4, but it's still a huge issue.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and this isn't just, I don't want to say just molestation, but this is actually them using them in like child sex, dude. Like that's fucking horrible,
making child pornography, like actively making it. What was it in the chat? I want to get through some of the stuff in the chat. I would have to agree with like, you know, you just execute pedophiles. Somebody touches a kid, they're done. Absolutely. Let's see. Middleman says kickbacks from sex trafficking reach long and far. Yeah, that's got to be something. It's got to be a lot of money involved.
And imagine it's a combination of that and again, for whatever reason, politicians seem, you know, there seems to be a disproportionately high number of politicians.
Yeah, most of it pedos, was Jinx was saying, and then false accusations are a major issue because it muddies the waters, kind of thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
But I wanted to bring that up because I was just like, it's almost like every couple of weeks you're hearing about like another giant fucking ring of child molesters or pornographers or just completely rounded up. Although they still have the issue in the military where the military is sort of forced to work with people in the Middle East in the countries where they kind of have to not allow their soldiers to like step in.
Yeah, they have to fucking turn a blind eye to that shit. God damn,
which I'm definitely not a fan of. I don't agree with that. That's part of why I would honestly like. I'm more of an isolationist. Like, do we really need to be policing everything in the Middle East? Is that really our job?
No shit, you're cutting out. I don't know if you're cutting out for people in the chat, but that all I heard was "do we need" and then like a long pause and then "our job."
Are we back? Am I back now?
Yeah, it's working fine now. And again, it might be just me. You guys can
no, because you were fine. But... So anyway, but I was just saying that I'm more of an isolationist. Like, do we really need to be policing the entire Middle East? Is that really our job?
Right. Yeah. It's fucking. That's got to be an incredibly difficult thing, dude. Especially for soldiers with fucking families back home. You know, especially like,
and
how do you have a gun that and not.
You have a gun on your fucking person, and you're not supposed to just shoot the guy who's raping a kid?
Yeah. It's fucking sickening, dude.
Gotta say, I don't think I could do that. I think I'd get dishonorable discharge.
I could not shoot him, maybe, but I would pistol whip the fuck out of him. You know what I mean? Like, how do you not?
Oh, I can't say I wouldn't. I would definitely shoot the guy.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a quick ending.
If I knew for a fact that they were doing it, I would. Well, because anything else, you're just going to get taken out, and he's still going to go back and do it.
Right.
Just with the guy what you fucking want. Yeah, you get satisfaction, but you're discharged, taken back home, and he goes to the hospital and then goes back to raping the kid.
If you shoot him in the cock
in there, never happens again. That's
what if you just shoot him in the cock?
Oh, I just want to make sure he's never allowed to harm another living being. That's my thing is like once
I don't know, isn't that kind of cruel though? Like, okay, now he's definitely not going to do that shit again. You know, well, I guess you could still, yeah. All right, yeah, kill the fuckers. I'm with you, Stabby.
I'm saying, like, if I know for a fact the dude's doing it, I would absolutely feel the need to shoot him, and mainly because like there are a lot of victims in my family of child abuse, so
right.
like it really hits close to home. It's like I've seen some of the things and fucking how fucked up it is.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have an experience with that, but I've definitely seen. Again, being in recovery, man, I run into a lot of people that have that in their past. You know what I mean? Like it seems, you know, anybody that's been abused as a kid like that, it's a high, you know, pretty goddamn high percentage of them end up, you know, addicts and alcoholics.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and man, if you could read, or I could say, obviously I have confidentiality, so I can't, but I mean, if you could read the histories of a lot of the clients I work with, it's a horror show.
Right.
I mean, it's some of the stuff is like you've never seen anything that awful before, and you're reading through it, you're like, oh, this really happened.
Wow. Like shit that's literally gonna fucking weep just fucking reading it.
Yeah, I've actually gotten fucking misty-eyed reading through this shit, and I've read a lot of it. So like every once in a while you read it and you're just like, oh wow. Oh, that is just fucking awful.
Like, holy shit, this poor fucking person.
And it's not everybody in the mental health system. Some people are just crazy.
Right. Some people
but some of them, it's like, wow, I understand why this person has all of these fucking issues.
Yeah, Jesus.
Oh, let's see. So let's move on to something a little less fucking uncheerful.
I was gonna say, dude, we're getting dark again. Not that shit like that doesn't need to be talked about, because it absolutely does. But
yeah,
everything's pretty negative, dude.
I just don't want to dwell on it. I just don't want to dwell for fucking ever.
Right, exactly.
So here we go. I thought this one was pretty fucking funny and ridiculous. And I hope this guy gets out of jail. But this guy was jailed for cleaning up a homeless encampment.
Jesus, dude.
So he dismantled and basically like threw away all the stuff that was in a homeless encampment on the scene of a lake in the neighborhood.
Right.
And a bunch of people called the police and video and had him arrested.
Jesus, dude, that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, he was arrested on suspicion of robbery. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you abandon property on public land, it's not illegal to pick it up and throw it away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't get to just leave your shit right out in the middle of the fucking lake and have it just stay there. It's perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure it's perfectly legal to be thrown away at that point.
Yeah. So this guy actually got like cut of jail, not just like cited and like, hey, you're gonna have to appear in court. That's fucking, oh my god, dude.
Yeah,
that's so fucking ridiculous.
Well, here's the funny thing. The guy who filmed the video is one of those super left-wing guy who's trying to get legal status. He runs a place like a nonprofit trying to get legal status for all the illegal immigrants.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, it's some super fucking loony left-winger like filmed this guy who was basically doing the right thing in his neighborhood. Like, let's just get this shit up and get it out of here. Like this.
Yeah. Dude, I would have trouble if I was inclined to do something like that. I would be inclined to dump a shitload of gasoline on it and throw a fucking match there, not actually pick it up and throw it in some trash cans or trash bags, dude.
Yeah, I mean it's like a public park where like presumably kids and stuff hang out.
Yeah,
and this guy's like, all right, I'm gonna clean up this homeless camp. Like, let's get rid of it. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, and he gets arrested for his good deeds, dude.
Yeah.
See, no good deed goes unpunished, people. If you're going to learn anything, make sure you lock in on that one.
Well, apparently it's perfectly acceptable for the fucking police to go in and just throw away everything. But this guy goes in and clears up an encampment because it's in the middle of a fucking public park in his neighborhood. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, that's the guy that needs to go to jail, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Oh man! So I got a brief debate with somebody on Twitter because they were saying there was this testimony about how somebody used Facebook scraping, like scraped data off of Facebook, and it was used by the campaigns and it swayed the election. It was all Russian propaganda or something.
Right.
But this crazy motherfucker was saying that like the Russian interference of the election was all based on this personality test that was run on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Russians were behind this.
Wow.
So essentially, this Cambridge analytic tool that was basically like a voluntary, like people can take it if they want to on Facebook thing.
Right.
And it was like a personality quiz. And so this person literally believes that this random fucking study that Cambridge did was a Russian plot to take over the US, and it was effective.
And then it worked. It swayed the election. God damn, that's awesome. Dude, I mean, I'll be honest, I am a big fan of conspiracy theory shit, but that's a stretch. To say the least, dude. That is a fucking
I thought it was fucking really funny.
Yeah, that's fucking amazing.
So in order to help our Russian overlords, we're going to take the test.
Yeah, nice. Oh man.
I talked to a lot of different people at parties. Very accurate, moderate, neither, moderately inaccurate. So basically on 1 through 5, 5 being the most, 1 being the least.
Ah man. That's for me probably moderately inaccurate, but you probably, I'm guessing, moderately accurate.
So we'll say neither inaccurate or accurate then, because like I will talk to people in parties. I make a mess of things.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, very accurate.
I have difficulty understanding abstract ideas. I'd say moderately inaccurate. Oh, very inaccurate? I'll go with that.
I would say very inaccurate for me, but whatever.
I'm less clear on that, I guess.
I sympathize with other feeling. A very accurate, dude.
Oh, of course. I seldom feel blue. I never felt like I was a color.
Yeah. I assume it means depressed. I'm gonna have to go with at least moderately inaccurate.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'm the life of the party. I'm not really the life of the party.
And moderately inaccurate, dude.
I often forget to put things back in their proper place. For me, that is very inaccurate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume.
Oh, really?
Oh, I'm super organized.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I'm the exact opposite.
But like, so we're gonna go with the middle. But like for me, it's like with things, I'm super organized. Like actual physical objects.
Yeah, well, when it comes to like shit like my keys or like shit like that, like I'm really good about knowing where that shit's at. Yeah. But almost nothing else.
Yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like I have my books are all on bookshelves. My,
no,
stuff is organized.
No, I know where my keys are, and that's about it.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see.
Other than that, it's a fucking mess.
I am not interested in abstract ideas.
Very inaccurate.
I feel others' emotions. This one I have to say is inaccurate because I don't feel other people's emotions. That's weird.
Yeah, that's
they're talking
the way
about
they worded that. Empathy. Yeah, that's a weird way to phrase it. The way they phrase it, like, no, I don't physically feel that, or whatever you want to call it. I have strong empathy, but yeah,
we'll say moderately accurate. I have frequent mood swings.
Yeah, that's at least moderately accurate for me.
Fair enough. I don't talk a lot. Very inaccurate, I think, for both of us. We talk a lot.
Yeah, well, I do on here, but yeah, that's fine, dude.
That's what I figured. I mean, this isn't like a serious one. I like order. Yeah, I'm moderately accurate. Right. Order to some extent.
I have a
good imagination.
Yours is, we'll go with very accurate in honor of your weirdness, dude.
All right, I'm not interested in other people's problems.
Yeah, very inaccurate.
Really, yeah, I'd say like I am and I'm not. Just depends on the person.
Right.
I get upset usually.
Very inaccurate.
I don't really.
At least moderately. I don't know where you're at on that, but
I'm actively like getting really good at like not getting pissed off about shit.
Right.
Not to like that being pissed off is bad. I just like don't like feeling that way.
Right.
So I learned how to like deal with it quicker and just be like, all right, Oh, that's fucking annoying. Okay, I'm done. Let's move on.
Let it go, basically. Yeah, yeah. It's counterproductive anyway.
Background. I get chores done right away.
Very inaccurate.
I do not have a good imagination.
Yeah, very inaccurate.
I'm not really interested in others.
Very inaccurate.
Very inaccurate. I'm definitely, I do have. I'm relaxed most of the time.
Yeah, that's moderately accurate at least.
I would say.
Okay, so now we are officially.
I'm not gonna do that stuff.
We are officially Russian spies. Is that how it
we're
works?
officially Russian spies? Yeah, we helped rig the election post-election.
It's still happening. It's still going backwards in time.
So fucking funny when she sent me this. I was just like, "You're out of your fucking mind."
Oh god, that's amazing, dude.
85% openness, 24% conscientiousness, 56 extroversion, 76% agreeableness, and 50% neuroticism.
Yeah, it's not too bad. If you're only half neurotic, you're probably all right, dude.
Yeah, I'm not going to read all this shit.
Right. Yeah, that's.
But yeah, it goes into to explain all the other stuff, and you can like share it on Facebook, Twitter, take another test. But it's basically just like a little study, a thing for Cambridge to collect information and do like a study.
Yeah, that's amazing, dude.
But I just love that.
How does that idea get in your fucking mind? How do you hear that and you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely what happened?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought that was
personality test is why Trump won the election. Yeah, that makes total fucking sense. I'm trying to imagine that mindset, dude. I just fucking can't do it. You know, like I said, I am a big fan of fucking conspiracy shit, dude. The conspiracy, you know, like the JFK assassination or the moon being hollow or not, or the Dyatlov Pass incident, you know, shit like that. I fucking love that kind of shit. But yeah, that's fucking just crazy. Like that's just insane.
That was the Russian fucking thing. Like I don't think that even has anything to do with the whole Russian hacking plot. Like I mean that's all a bunch of lies anyway, but like I don't think that was even involved in that set of lies that was official.
Right. No, this person's like I don't know. It reminds me of like In a Beautiful Mind when he's got all these fucking pictures up and all these connections that are not connections, but somehow in his mind they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit it seems like they're dealing with there.
But I just thought that was the greatest ever because there was like somebody was testifying in front of Canadian Congress, which is I don't know if that's even real. About how somebody scraped some Facebook data and like it would have been used in some of the campaigns, probably Trump's campaign and Hillary's most likely.
Right.
But they were just talking about like this guy was, and then Trump's campaign used it and blah blah blah. Even though like the guy was like, I don't know if anybody actually used any of this information or where it went. I just know that at some point somebody scraped some Facebook data, which is essentially just collecting and correlating publicly available information. It's not at all illegal in any way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
If you make information available to the public, then it's public knowledge. It's not. If somebody collects and correlates all that data, it's not illegal. You might consider it to be immoral or creepy.
Right.
You might not like that people do it.
But it's not as of yet. Not yet. It is not illegal.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter what country they're from or who bought the information or what it was used for, because it was never illegal in the first place.
Right. Yeah, that's just weird, dude.
Yeah, how hire these motherfuckers to make these bizarre conclusions from Mad Metal Man? Yeah, it's so weird. I don't get it.
I hope they're high, because if not, they're fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, it was so bizarre, because not only did the guy who was testifying not state, like he was like, I can't tell you who had access to this information. I don't know. Was essentially like he wasn't indicating anybody specific.
He wasn't even really drawing out any conclusions, but this person was
the congressional person from Canada was just like, and it was clearly used by this person in Donald Trump's campaign and blah, blah, blah. And you could see the guy who was testifying being like, what?
No. That is not right.
All right, well, I think this is the clip was from a while ago. So I don't think it's even really relevant at this point anyway. Well, not that any of this fucking Russia investigation is relevant.
Right.
It's all fucking nonsense. But
yeah, they still want. I'm fascinated with the fact that they still won't give it up.
Well, they're considering
push it.
Fucking Mueller is looking at potentially indicting Trump's lawyer.
What?
Which is just makes a mockery of the entire legal system at this point.
Right.
Like, there's nothing to fucking indict Cohen on.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one that they raided his office?
Say what?
Didn't they raid his office? Is that the one whose office they raided?
That was Trump's lawyer's office that they raided, which was in direct violation of attorney-client privilege. It was a huge violation of the Fourth Amendment. I don't know why it's not been addressed yet. There must be like some technicality that allows it. But like, if they're actually going to arrest and fucking charge the lawyer, at that point, it's gone beyond the pale.
Right.
You don't get to just arrest and charge the guy's lawyer. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's getting into some fucking 1984 or fucking V for Vendetta bullshit, dude.
And I don't know how accurate.
It's scary.
Like, I don't know how accurate that information is. That's just a rumor that I'm seeing around on Twitter in little articles and stuff. So I don't know if that's actually going to come to pass or if it's even being considered for real. But it's disturbing just to hear that it's possible.
Right. Well, yeah, and again, a lot of this shit is just, I think, and I'm just kind of guessing here a little bit, but a lot of it, I think, is just to discredit Trump, dude. Like, even, like, they know it's never going to happen, but they'll throw it out there because it makes Trump, because it's what they've been doing since he got elected.
Well, but it only makes Trump look bad in the eyes of their own people who already agree.
Yeah.
Like, you're not swaying anybody with these like wildly bizarre accusations.
Yeah, although they might feel like they have to do it to keep the people who already believe it continuing to believe it, because there's a lot of evidence that Trump's actually doing a decent job as president. Again, obviously not perfect, but dude, there's a lot of good shit that's happening.
Well, I mean, the economy's improved really well. Unemployment has gotten drastically smaller, and it's real jobs.
Yeah, it's not, hey, I'm going to take these 100,000 jobs that are full-time and split them into 150,000 part-time jobs like Obama did.
Obama did that with like service industry jobs like Walmart and working at the mall and working at a fucking fast food joint. So it's not like they were real jobs to begin with. Just because you find some really shitty job that keeps you from starving to death on the street doesn't really mean you're really employed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you might just be barely scraping by, and you could be homeless at any minute without, like, inside of a week. That's not really working.
Yeah. And again, it's keeping a lot of people still dependent on the government. I think we've talked about how Walmart pays just little enough for you to still qualify for benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the same with like McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and all those other service jobs. I'm sure with Target and every other place.
Yeah. Although, Target apparently pays pretty decent, much better than Walmart.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. I never worked at Target.
Yeah, it's probably why they're going out of business.
Is Target going out of business?
They did in ours. I don't know how well they're doing anywhere else. I just know the Target in my town closed down.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It sucks because I like that place, man.
Well, they need to get some tariffs that fuck up Walmart, dude. Walmart is a fucking plague.
Yeah. How much they end up costing? Jesus Christ. And again, like you said, they pay just enough so you still qualify for food stamps and all that other shit, man.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it's like the average Walmart costs taxpayers like $1 million a year.
Yeah, it's fucking insane, dude.
And well, not only that, but in a lot of cases, our government was giving them millions and millions of dollars to open up businesses.
No, even like the local.
We're subsidizing fucking Walmart.
Yeah.
Like, how insane is it
This mega corporation, dude. Yeah, that's
you don't
need our help.
subsidize. You don't subsidize businesses that make billions of dollars. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it's the whole trickle down bullshit, I guess, dude.
Well, it was the Democrats doing it, though. Like, that's the part that's really bizarre about it.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole system now, ever since Reagan, basically. Like, whether it's Democrat or Republican, that shit has continued since fucking Reagan came up with that trickle down fucking bullshit, dude.
Trickle down is total nonsense. Well, I mean, what was it? Oh God, there was an article. So we talk about ANCAPs because ANCAPs are kind of like the ultimate in trickle down economics because the stuff they talk about, it's like business will fix it all.
You can trust those guys.
This was the funniest thing to me. So Domino's did they're gonna do a publicity stunt where they're gonna fix a bunch of potholes. So they're going to go through and like fix a bunch of potholes across the U.S.
Right. They're going to put their logo on them, right?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Is it pictured here? I don't know if it's pictured on this article. Yeah. We did. Oh, yes, we did.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's fucking awesome.
Like, I'm totally fine with it, but it was really funny because the ANCAPs all fucking creamed their pants. And they were like, who's going to build the roads? Domino's. Now you prove positive that anarcho-capitalism will absolutely work all the time.
Yeah.
Like
we found one example.
It was pretty fucking funny. Like one publicity stunt means that everything they said is absolutely true. Right. And all of their crazy financial theories are completely sound.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty fucking
amazing. That is such a fucking sociopathic thing to do, dude. Like, no, all I got to do is find one example that fits mine, and I can ignore the 10 million examples that contradict it.
Well, I mean, I've heard ANCAPs talk about, like, we just don't need police. That's the problem. Police violence could be solved by just not having cops. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like that would be a good plan.
Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous, dude. Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, you look at how
people just be nice to each other. Yeah, sure they will.
Well, look at how bad the crime gets in areas where, and this is like Europe and the U.S., where the police are basically just instructed to ignore large groups of the populace.
Right.
Where they're just not allowed to intervene because suddenly you can't arrest black people, or you're not allowed to enter Muslim neighborhoods and arrest Muslim criminals.
Yeah. No, it's racist to arrest any minorities that are committing crime.
Yeah, and the crime rates go through the roof in those areas. Like, it just goes insanely high. And, like, granted, police brutality is an issue, and it is something that needs to be addressed. Police corruption is something we've got to constantly be aware of and be looking out for, put a stop to.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are real issues. It's not that they're not real issues. Granted, they're not as extreme as some crazy liberals want to make them out, like where all cops are, like, raping murderers. They're the fucking Mongol horde with just blue fucking shirts and badges. Come again from history. Like, it's not like that, but these are issues that do need to be addressed and constantly be watched for. But not having any sort of law enforcement would definitely not work.
That's a kind of like a fucking perfect example of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Like, just get rid of them all because there's a few bad cops.
Well, and they seem to think that you'd have private police would handle it.
Oh, Jesus. So we don't have to essentially hire bodyguards and shit?
Well, no. Companies would, provide police services at a fee. And I'm like, that would be an even more, like, already our justice system is really unbalanced towards people that have money.
Right.
Like, you can really buy your way out of a lot of shit in this country that you shouldn't be able to.
Right.
Because if you've got... if you make $200,000 a year, a $200 speeding ticket doesn't fucking mean shit.
Right.
But if you make $20K a year because you're barely making by and you're working at fucking Walmart, a $200 speeding ticket is a huge issue, and you really are going to be fucked over for like probably a couple months.
Right.
Like, it's especially
if you have to do payments, man. I don't know if you ever seen anything about how fucked up that shit is. But if you can't pay that ticket all at once, you have to set up payments. Like,
you end up paying like $400 or $500 to total. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah, and sometimes, like, if you can only do the minimum, it's worse than a credit card. You're never paying down the balance, dude.
Yeah, it's
You know?
absolutely a fucking rigged game.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not how fines are supposed to be. Honestly, I don't think
yeah,
there should be any interest involved. If you're paying the fine, you're paying the fine, and it's $200. It's $200. That's it. That's all you should ever have to pay.
yeah. This nonsense. But they
Because
don't
you
call
didn't
it
get a
interest.
judgment. You didn't get a judgment for $500. You didn't get a judgment for $300. You got a judgment for $200. That's it. Period. All you should have to be
Yeah.
paying.
Well, again, they don't call it interest. They call it like fucking processing fees or whatever. But yeah,
See, that's the
it's
thing.
essentially interest.
That needs to go away. Like that's the kind of corruption that is an issue.
It's like you guys are a fucking like a government thing. You know, you're already being paid to do your job, so no additional processing fees should be entered into this bullshit.
And that's the kind of stuff that doesn't get talked about and dealt with, or like the ridiculous amount of property that's getting seized on a regular basis on trumped up like drug charges, or like, we don't know where you got that money. How do we know it's not drug money?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. What is it? Anything if you're carrying over $700 or something, like it's a pretty low amount where they can pull you over and say, "Okay, I'm seizing this money because you
might think it was for drugs." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and so like that kind of issue really does happen, and we can't. How can we deal with that when everybody's screaming and crying because a black kid got arrested or a black kid with a gun got shot?
Yeah, yeah.
And
No,
dude,
honestly,
that's the end of the fucking world. Like, it's like, look, that sucks. I'm really sorry that happened to that kid. I wish there was some other way that could have gone down.
Right.
But, if he had a gun or he was, committing a crime, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, there's a strong possibility. You drastically increase the odds of yourself getting shot by the cops if you're committing crimes with weapons. Dude.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate reality. And I wish there was another way it could be done, but that's just the reality, is that sometimes the police are going to have to shoot people to keep everybody safe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a nice reality, but it is reality.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but again, you can't really legislate that out.
The reality is that for the most part, the police are there to mop up after the crime and try to find the person who did it, much more so than they are to actually prevent crime.
Yeah.
Like, you're much better off having a gun in your home than not, because the average police response time is like 10 minutes, and that's averaged across the entire country. So yours might be higher. Some places out in the fucking boonies, it might be half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour before emergency services can come.
Yeah, even if they leave right away, they might already be a fucking half an hour to 45 minutes away to start.
Yeah. So you better have a gun to handle if somebody breaks in, or like a trauma kit, not just a first aid kit with a couple of Band-Aids, but like a trauma kit.
Yeah, something where you can actually, if something serious happens, you can at least...
Yeah, you want some compression bandages, you want some quick clot, you want, sutures, or at least butterfly sutures. You want like a lot of really, high grade stuff, the highest grade medical stuff you can have.
Yeah, just a couple
getting in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, just a couple Band-Aids and a little gauze is not really going to cut it.
Yeah, if you live out in the fucking country, if you slice your leg open, it might be half an hour. You bleed out if you don't have the right stuff.
Right.
Like a tourniquet and some quick clot and some compression bandages make a big
difference.
A
little morphine, but
honestly, I don't disagree with that. I am just saying, like, do that at your own risk, because it is illegal. But I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't think that's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Well, it's like a lot of people that go hunting without like a bullet wound care kit.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
If you're going to go
considering
hunting,
how many of them fucking drink and get drunk and hunt. Yeah.
If you're going to go hunting, you should be carrying all of the supplies you need to handle multiple bullet wounds, including like chest bandages, the ones where it's like a valve, a seal, so that your lung won't get the wrong pressure.
Right.
I think it's if like there's enough air pressure in your chest cavity, your lungs can't inflate.
All right, it'll just be collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah, collapse your lungs. Stuff that you can do that.
Yeah. I wonder if that's because there's a law that says if you have all that shit, you have to try to save the animal that you just shot.
Oh, is there really a law?
I know. I'm speculating wildly, dude. It's a
was
fucking,
like,
more of a joke than anything.
I honestly was like, really? Because I can see that. I live in California, remember? So it's possible that that's really a law in California. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, if you shoot an animal, or I'm sorry, if you like, it would be a completely separate law. Like, if you see an injured animal and you got stuff to help it, you got to help. So, like, if you're a hunter that just shot it and you have the shit to repair a fucking bullet wound, you have to try to save the animal you just shot.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. That'd be fucking hilarious, dude.
Oh,
ridiculous, obviously, but pretty funny.
In the chat, we need Mad Metal Man's amateur home surgery kit. Buy now and receive 1 free tongue depressor. Yeah, dude. If you live out in the boonies, I would honestly not. I would honestly consider having like a suture kit. Because even if you do really amateurish sutures, if it's a big enough wound, like if you clean it out and fucking suture it up really badly, but still close it up, you might increase the amount of time somebody has to live.
Who's calling Stabby?
I'm trying to fucking turn it off, but it's still ringing. Okay. Oh, my brother is, because he's an idiot.
Does nobody know Stabby's fucking broadcast schedule?
Oh, I've said it over and over and over. He got a tire that was low on air, filled it as full as it could get filled, and then blew it out and then drove on it for like a mile or two.
Dude, your brother did?
The tire was completely chewed up.
God damn, dude.
Like completely beyond saving, because he didn't want to be late for work.
Jesus, dude.
I'm like, fucking call a tow truck and be late for work, because you don't make enough to cover the cost to replace that in 1 day of work.
Right. Yeah, even losing the job, I would imagine, would,
or
set you back less.
Put the spare on.
Yeah.
Like there's
you can change the tire pretty quickly, dude, if you're motivated.
Yeah, all the spare tools are behind the back seat, because it's one of those trucks with like 4 seats. You just lean the backrest of the back seat forward, and all the bottle jack and all the tools are back there. The spare tires under the back of the truck. I mean, you just crank it down and fucking take off the old one, put on a new one. It's a pain in the butt, but it's very doable.
Yeah. It's not the funnest thing to do, but yeah, changing a tire is not complicated.
Well, if you're not willing to do that, if you've got a tire that's constantly losing air, buy a fucking can of Fix-A-Flat, squirt that shit in there, and fucking inflate the tire again, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, the Fix-A-Flat really does work wonders, dude. Fucking amazing.
You're supposed to go take it into a shop and get it fixed right away, but realistically, it'll last the life of the tire.
Right.
If you're worried about
unless it's a really big.
That, you can actually. Well, this used to be an old product that you get for bicycle tires. It's slime.
Oh, right.
But you can get that for car tires. And it works just as good in car tires as it did in bicycle tires.
Yeah, oddly enough,
you can put that stuff in your in your car tire if you don't want to keep dealing with the flat and you're not going to take it to get repaired.
Yeah. Yeah, it takes 30 seconds or so, maybe a minute.
Yeah.
Shoot some Fix-A-Flat or gunk in there.
Oh, yeah. Fix-A-Flat's super quick, man. And if you got a truck, buy like 2 cans for 1 tire, because 1 can ain't going to fill a whole truck tire.
Right.
I mean, it'll fill like a Toyota or a Honda tire, no problem. But anything bigger than that, you want a second can.
Yeah. No, I would always just buy the huge fucking cans of that shit, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
They come in different sizes, I believe. It's been a while since I bought them, but
I've never seen them in different sizes, but I always keep a couple in my car because they're less than $20, and you just never know. Like, for instance, I got a flat tire not that long ago. Put the spare on, and then the fucking donut was so old that it had gotten dry rotted, so it went flat too. Like after a day, like I got it home, and because the auto shops were all closed because of the time of day it was, I got it home and just let it sit. So the next morning I'll go out and the fucking spare tire's flat too.
God damn,
And
that's
it's one of
fun.
those moments of like, oh, fuck you too, world. Fuck you too.
Like, oh shit, this shit comes in threes, and that's just two of them.
Yeah,
I got
so I
one
just
more
had to
fucked
take
up thing that's about to happen.
Yeah, I just had to take the tire and rim down to the shop and get it fixed and then replace it myself onto where the spare was. But then, like, you know, I just made sure I always had a couple cans of Fix-A-Flat. My tire went flat again because they didn't repair it properly. So I just Fix-A-Flatted that motherfucker and moved on.
Yeah.
Been like that ever since.
That was number 3.
Not going flat anymore.
Yeah.
So,
no, that shit, again, was really fucking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, whoever has to change
especially where I live, because it's so close to the desert.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of fucking cactus thorns and shit that will fuck you up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so.
And you get a lot of slow leaks, I imagine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost never
exactly.
Exactly. Overnight, you suddenly lose like a quarter of the air in your tire. And you come out every day, it's fucking low again in the morning.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here it's that and windshields. Windshields get fucking cracked constantly here.
Well, I think the craziest thing I ever had to do as far as fixing a tire on the side of the road was I hit a fucking 4x4 with one of my tires. Like, I almost missed the whole thing, but like the one back tire caught it. And it fucking dented a section of the rim out. It was like slowly leaking air.
All right.
So this was like me and like 3 of my coworkers in my old fucking 84 Saab Turbo. And we get the tire out. We're fucking working on it. We're like, oh shit, it's just leaking air. The spare isn't working. And so one of the girls is like, all right, I'm going to call AAA. I've got a AAA card. They'll come tow. So she's on the phone with AAA. And at that point, I had the guy that was with me. He had the tire wrench. We had one of the plus sign style tire wrenches, a Tire Star.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a giant fucking piece of concrete, and we were pounding the dent back in.
Nice, dude.
And so we pounded the dent back in with the fucking tire tool and a big rock so that it stopped leaking air. And then we just went about our business. But on the phone, she was talking with AAA, and she's like, so she's like, oh yeah, so we're on the part of one. Oh, never mind, they're hitting the tire with a rock and fixing it. I'll be fine now. Bye. And then hung up. So I always imagined that operator was just like, wait, what the fuck? And then it was hung up.
The rest of the day is just like, what the fuck is wrong with people? People are fucking insane.
But literally, though, we just did. It was a Tire Star and a big fucking hunk of concrete.
Nice.
And we just pounded the fucking dent back in. It worked fine. I never had to fix the tire after that. It never leaked air again.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah. I would be fucking so afraid that it would. Well, I guess the air was already out of it, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
Oh no, the air was full. It was a full tire.
Oh, really? I would have been afraid I was going to pop the fucking tire right in front of me, dude.
Put it back on the car and drove on it after that. Because the spare was flat. I had to get the spare replaced after that because it was like it had turned out to be a bad tire. It's like a full-size spare, so it would have been great if it still worked, but it was pretty fucking funny.
Right.
But after that, I always carry a can of Fix-A-Flat because you never know when that shit's not going to work.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, you want to hear some fucked up, dude? All right, one time, when me and the ex were still together, and we went camping at this spot up outside of Payson. Like everybody knows where fucking Payson is. Okay, that's not an important part of the story. But anyways, another spot in Arizona where people go camping. There's a spot that I know of that's not a lot of people knew about. That was a really cool spot. But to get to it, you had to go down into this canyon on this fucking road that was like maybe 1.5 lanes wide. And again, like where the lane ends, it's a fucking sheer cliff drop off, right? You're going down into this valley. All right, so basically it's like, from the valley floor, it goes up a bit, goes over just enough for the road, and then continues to climb, like you're on the side of a little fucking mountain, essentially. really thin, really narrow roads. All right, so we go camping there, and I had a Dodge Durango at the time, and while we were camping there, we got a flat tire down in the fucking valley, like where we were camping. So I had one can of fix a flat, but that was about it, and the tire was completely flat. So essentially, I had to drive the truck out with a barely inflated tire on a fucking, again, barely a one-lane fucking road, sheer fucking drop off. And again, it takes about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes to get up that road. So it's not like it's a short distance, you know. I mean, you're going slow, so it's not a huge, like it's not 45 miles, or you know what I mean. But you can only go about maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour.
Yeah,
but yeah, I had to drive up that with a fucking flat, essentially a flat back tire, dude. Yeah, with the wife and 3 kids in the fucking car with me. So yeah, it's definitely a little stressful. I don't know how we fucking made it out because it was out of control, dude. Yeah, I really shouldn't have I should not have attempted it, but I was a fucking idiot back then.
I think the only thing similar was I was driving my parents' minivan with me, my friend, and his wife, and their new baby, and we were out on this coastal road and got a flat tire. So like they were panicked as fuck.
Right.
Like at the time I was working in a tire shop, so like I knew exactly how to fucking change a tire. Like that was no big deal. But like they were freaked out for like a good 15 minutes.
God damn, dude.
Because it was one of those, like, it's one of those country roads where like you're not going to see anybody for hours. It was summer, so it was super hot, and they were just like panicking and shit. It was pretty funny.
Was it like like where you couldn't pull off far enough or anything like that, or was it just...
there was no shoulder on this road. I just changed it in the fucking road.
Right.
But I wasn't worried because we weren't going to see anybody on that road anyway.
Right. Yeah. Was it like right around a corner where you wouldn't be able to see them coming then? Or I'm trying to wonder why they're panicking.
They were just panicked because they didn't know how to fix a car, like how to put a tire on, that kind of thing.
They're like, no, there's no way we know anybody who knows how to fix a tire.
Yeah, I know. It was, I worked at Sears Auto Shop, but they were still like super panicked because it was like, oh no, the tire's gone and they have a new baby. So you know that like new parent kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I can't handle this. This is beyond my abilities now. And they were
yeah, it's almost like
they were like 18, 19 years old.
Oh yeah, it's almost like anything at that age when you have a kid, or even not even at that age, just when you first have a kid, everything seems to be kind of magnified in fucking importance and danger.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I get that, I guess, dude. But yeah, that's a pretty extreme example of it, dude.
Yeah, no, I just thought it was funny because like they freaked out. Like I've had other people freak out for little shit. So like I took this lady with me to go blues dancing and stuff. And she was like, you know, the people that stick a tube up your asshole and pump you full of water like a fucking balloon?
Oh, space aliens?
Yeah, she was one of those.
I'm sorry. I don't know what they're called, but yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what they're called either. Like fucking bullshit people that shouldn't fucking do what they're doing. But she was telling me all these stories about that, so it was just memorable to me, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
But we were lost in San Francisco, which is only like an hour from my house. So like it wasn't like we were gonna have a hard time finding our way back. Eventually I'm gonna find a street I know in San Francisco. It's not that big of a concern.
Yeah, but how are you going to make it back to civilization from there?
She was super panicky because we were fucking lost in San Francisco in the middle of the night. I mean, it was probably 3 a.m.
That's amazing. Like, but still,
it's San Francisco.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen? We're not going to starve to death because we can't.
We're not going to accidentally get to Compton.
Right.
So it's not super dangerous. It's not a huge city. So eventually, if I just keep going back and forth, I'll find a street I know. We found a gas station was open, and I just went in and was like, "Hey, man, how do I get to the fucking bridge? I am super lost." And the guy laughed at me for a minute. He's like, "Ah, ha, 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 ha. You just go down this street and turn left on that street, dummy."
Yeah, no, it's absolutely acceptable to haze. Almost required. You got to haze anybody that's lost like that.
Oh, I don't have a problem. I don't care. Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
It was funny. Like we were having a laugh together. I wasn't offended by it.
Yeah. No, but people do. It's funny. They're like, dude, you got lost, dude. See the fucking humor in that. Yeah.
It was pretty funny, but she was like super panicky. And she was like, I was so worried while we were lost. And I'm like, really? Like, what did you think was going to happen? We're going to wander down the wrong street in San Francisco and be like abducted by fucking gang members or like Satanists or what? It was.
I thought for sure, Stabby, that you were going to end up having to cannibalize me and eat me to survive.
I'd have gone down on her. She was pretty hot. I mean, I'd have eaten something.
Yeah.
If she wasn't already like in a relationship, she was somebody else's girlfriend. I just took her like. There was a lot of people who just went along with me for the ride to go to Blues, so it wasn't like any kind of dating thing or anything. I just was going down there anyway, so a lot of people would be like, "Hey, I'll give you bridge toll and some gas money if I can go." But that was really funny. She never went with me again, by the way.
Oh, really?
Because it was too much for her to handle being lost. I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah. Count your blessings. Like, perfect. I don't want you with me, you crazy bitch.
Yeah, no, I would not have been thrilled to take her because she wasn't like not vocal about it.
Right.
It was more like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? Where are we? Oh, this doesn't look like a good neighborhood.
Oh my god. I would have had a really hard time not telling her to shut the fuck up.
Oh man. Well, my other friend who genuinely got panicked for a fair reason. So this is still driving my old 84 Saab Turbo. Oh no, this is driving my little fucking 94 Toyota Tercel, which was a dropper. Well, I just want to make sure you know it's a tiny, puny, shitty little car.
Fucking joke, dude. Come on, move on.
Well, no, because San Francisco's got the super high hills. This is why. It
gotcha. Okay.
And this thing had maybe like 87 horsepower when it was brand new. So it was probably down to like 40 or 50 at this point because it was super fucking old.
Right.
And I vapor locked it.
Yeah.
Which if you don't know what vapor locking is, you don't know that you can just sit there for like a 5 minutes period and then it'll eventually, the vapor that's built up in the cylinders and keeping them from being able to compress so your car won't run will eventually dissipate and you can start your car and it'll be fine. It's not a huge issue. It's just from giving it too much gas over and over without actually burning the gas properly all the way.
All right, gotcha.
And other things. But we're trying to go up the hills and I vapor locked it at the bottom of this giant fucking hill. So we had to sit in a real weird looking neighborhood for like a good 5 minutes with the car just off.
Right.
And she managed to just not like panic, like she didn't like start going on or crying or freaking out. She just was like, she's like, I was so afraid, but I wanted to keep myself cool because I didn't want to make it worse. And I was like, you can ride in my car anytime. That would have been the worst.
Panic, girl.
Well, and I explained to her what was happening. I'm like, we're vapor locked. In a couple of minutes, we'll be fine. It's just gonna have to sit for a few minutes.
Yeah.
But then in order to get out of there, I had to put it in like second gear and fucking run all the fucking stop signs all the way up the hill because there's just no way we were going to make it any other way.
Right.
We had to get a running start. Like I had to back up down this one lane road the wrong way and just fucking gas it. So we were going a good 40 miles an hour when we hit the hill. And by the top, we were doing 15 when we just barely crested it.
Just made it. Yeah,
oh, dude, that was. I almost thought we were gonna end up having to get like a tow truck in the middle of the night. That would have been like so much fucking money. Like I wasn't. We weren't gonna get like fucking attacked or like fucking murdered in the street or any of that shit. But
not in a Tercel.
Yeah, it'll be easy to steal that car.
Yeah, although dude, the panic thing, it does remind me of. Dude, there was a sketch on Saturday Night Live with I know Will Ferrell was on it. I forget who else was on it, but basically it was the thing they're doing like a morning talk show kind of thing, and the teleprompter goes out, and they start like panicking wildly, and like Will Ferrell ends up fucking killing a guy, and like fucking yeah, like it gets crazy, like it gets tribal, like within like 30 seconds, basically.
It's fucking hilarious. The teleprompter's gone, and they're like, "We gotta kill everybody." That's it.
yeah, like they go on for a couple seconds, but you can tell they're all panicky and shit. And he's like, "No, I am the dominant one.
Leave. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves."
Yeah, and the guy's like, "No, I am the dominant one here," and the other guy was like, "No, I smell fear on you. I challenge your dominance," you know. And he ends up like killing him and fucking ripping his head off. And then the fucking teleprompter comes back on, and they just go back to normal, like nothing happened. It's fucking brilliant. I gotta find that sketch, dude.
It's sad. If you see like actual news bloopers where the teleprompter is broken or something, they really just have nothing.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that's all they can do is just fucking regurgitate fucking words that they see on the screen.
They just use the news voice and read the words on the screen. Other than that, they have no real personality or anything to say. Bob, back to you for the weather.
Yeah.
They really just fucking freeze. They got nothing.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh, man. I just love how there's certain things. I think Joe Rogan's probably talked about this a lot, so it's shitty for us to steal the bit. But I love how there's certain things where it's like everybody talks the same way.
Mm.
You know, like politicians all have like a certain cadence to their speech, like a certain sort of like they all put on the specific kind of voice, and they all speak in the same patterns and use the same kind of language. News broadcasters, they all say things in the same way. They all put on the newscaster voice, and they all kind of speak in the same patterns and stuff. And it's just like, it's kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. Like, how did that? I guess it just evolves kind of naturally, but yeah, it ends up getting into this thing like, okay, this is what these people are supposed to sound like, so I have to sound like that.
Yeah. It's like, how do you know somebody's lying to you? When there's like a specific type of behavior that everybody does to get that position.
Right.
You know, like, because doctors don't all sound the same.
Mm-hmm. No, this is true.
You know, they're all some of them are fucking wacky.
They all
I went to this one doctor. Fucking, he was crazy. He was like this Indian dude, a great doctor, but he just like everything he'd be like between like his statements, and I'm not fucking exaggerating.
Wow, dude, that's fucking amazing, dude.
It was like, I was for a minute. I'm like, is this a show? Is there a camera?
Is my family gonna pop out of here and fucking say they got me?
He'd literally be like, well, it seems like somebody's probably talked to you about your weight before, so I doubt I'm not gonna harass you about that. That would just be a waste of both of our time. He fucking went on.
God damn, that's fucking amazing.
It was the best thing I've ever fucking. It was great.
I was gonna say about the only weird thing I had from a doctor was when I went to my pain management doctor. Like he was really animated, and some old Italian guy. He was super animated, and as soon as he would come in, he'd be like, "Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you." And he would like hug you every time he came in. Like not a weird hug, but it was weird that he was hugging you, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
It was unexpected. It's like you don't assume that you're gonna hug your doctor.
Yeah, you don't expect your doctor to come in and just be like, "Hey, nice to meet you," and fucking hug you every fucking time, dude. But yeah, no, he was a good dude, but I was like, holy shit, that was fucking kind of weird. Not quite as weird as what you were talking about. I would be like, what's wrong with you? I don't trust you to treat me.
There's a guy called Dr. Mike who has a YouTube channel, and he's like a doctor from the US. And apparently now they're trying to like stop doctors from hugging patients.
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Because there's situations in which you're giving somebody awful news.
Right.
Or you're just in a really awful situation, and they break down and they just start crying about whatever the situation is.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll give somebody a hug. Like, he's like, if he's talking to somebody and she's, been diagnosed with cancer and it's so overwhelming emotionally that she just starts bawling, he'll sit down and hug the patient.
Right. Yeah, it's
Which
a pretty
is
human fucking reaction.
Exactly. It's what a human being would do. It's the appropriate response. And they're trying to make that like against the rules now.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, God damn. You want to take the fucking humanity out of everything.
Well, it's like where I work. I understand why they have the physical contact, the no physical contact rule. However, like you shake hands with somebody when you meet them.
Right.
Like everybody does that, even though it's against the rules. We're not supposed to have any physical contact with the clients. There are times when people just need a hug, man.
Yeah.
That's not going to stop us because there's some rule against hugging the client.
Yeah. No, that'd be ridiculous. Like, all right, motherfucker, go ahead and fire me. Like, I'm not going to fucking leave that much humanity out of me, even if I'm on the clock. Like, this person obviously needed.
Yeah, and it's the reality. Reality is that sometimes people just need a hug, man.
Indeed, especially Satan and satire, but we'll leave that alone for now. Oh shit, that reminds me. Do you have anybody to film next Thursday's spot yet?
Well, I think Mad Metal Man is definitely on board for Sunday night. I don't know how much he'll be able to do on Thursday because I know he's working.
Right.
But he is in the chat, so it would be a good time to ask.
Right. Yeah. You up for it, Mad Metal?
I don't know. I'll figure something out to do. It may not be like a 2-hour long cast, but I'll figure something.
Something will happen. Yeah.
I may do another crack at like a solo. Or just ask somebody else. Maybe like I don't know, Hitsugi or Trippy Poop or something like that. I might be able to get to go on.
Right. Yeah.
There's other people. Or I might just like tell a story or something, like actually sit down and write one out ahead of time. Probably not that.
Yeah, that may happen, but it's very unlikely.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Right. So that sounds like preparation, work. Yeah, that's not what we do here.
Yeah, I may just fucking ramble for like an hour and then call it a day.
Yeah, there's a possibility I'll be available. If you have nothing else, there's a possibility I'll be available, but it's not likely on a Thursday afternoon.
Oh, don't stress yourself. Worst case scenario, if we end up skipping next Thursday, we skip next Thursday.
Right.
But I'll figure something out. So nothing to fear. We should probably call it. I kind of want to figure out what my brother's doing. I mean, he's an idiot, but if he needs help, I should probably help him.
Yeah, I actually have some stuff I need to take care of too. I probably shouldn't have stayed on this long, but let's do it.
It's about our normal 2 hours. We did good. We didn't screw it up too bad.
Yeah, done.
All right, man. So thanks everybody for joining us. Jinx, Fuckwad, Mad Metal Man, and who else was here? Engelhardt did drive by.
Yeah.
I think that was.
Thanks for being here for our 100th episode, which we didn't really mention at all during the 100th episode.
The big 100.
It's the perfect time to mention it is when we're done.
Congratulations on our 100th episode.
Oh, God. All right. Bye-bye, folks.